we shall learn more about the Pullinga Shabdas and their usage, probably in simple sentences, etc. And this is part of our textbook, which is in, as per the textbook, this is called Prathamaha Pathaha, though it is lesson number 3 as per the index order. So Pullinga Shabda Parichayaha. Now we have seen in the Namapada, that is in the noun forms, there are 3 genders, Pullinga, Strilinga and Napumsakalinga. And here we shall see more about the Pullinga Shabdas. What are the common ways in which we can use it, and what are the pronouns that are related to the Pullinga Shabda, and how to use them in combination with the noun forms. This is something that we will learn now. Pullinga Shabdaha. We will start reading. I will call out a student. Let us read it, and also you can translate the word to English, because you can see the picture and you'll be able to do it. So let us see. Anita Vijay, can you start reading out and also tell in English?
Yes, Mahoday. Ram Ram Ram.
Ram Ram.
Balakaha, boy.
Very good.
Inaha, sun. Chandraha, moon. Uragaha, snake. Kandukaha, ball. Alayaha, home. Ghataha, pot. Kataha, mat. Deepaha, lamp. Mathaha, temple. Ghanaha, cloud. Jhashaha, fish.
Very nice. Well recited. Now, these were some of the words in Pullinga form. If you identify in any of these words, as I had told in the first class, these are all Akarantaha Pullinga Shabdaha. Akaranta Pullinga Shabdaha, and hence every word is ending with aha. Okay, similar to Ramaha. If you see Jhashaha or Ghanaha or Mathaha, any of these of the 12 words that we learned now, all of these words are Akaranta Pullinga Shabdaha. Okay, and hence the forms are similar to Rama Shabda. Now what we shall do is we shall see these words in different vachanas. So right now we had seen in Ekavachanam, which is Ramaha, like that. Now we shall see in the different vachanas, Ekavachanam, Dvivachanam and Bahuvachanam. As you know, in Sanskritam we have 3 numbers. In English or in any of the other languages, we have just singular and plural. But in Sanskritam we have singular and dual, which is for 2, 1 boy, Balakaha, Balakau, 2 boys, and boys, a plural, which is Balakaha. In the same way, we'll take one more example. Deepaha, Deepau, Deepaha. The same way as we learned Rama Shabda, Ramaha, Ramau, Ramaha, any Akaranta Pullinga Shabda will follow the same forms similar to Rama Shabda. Now we shall read out for the other vachanas for the forms that we have already learned. I call out Aditi Nadi. Can you please read out?
Deep. Balaka, Balakaha, Balakau, Balakaha.
Very good.
Inaha, Inau, Inaha. Chandraha, Chandro, Chandraha.
Chandrau, Aukara should be a bit clearly said. Similar to Ramau, Inau, Balakau, Chandrau.
Chandra.
Yes.
Uragaha, Uragau, Uragaha.
Read the last one again.
Uragaha.
Yes. Uraga shabda, akarantah pullingah uraga shabdah. Uragah, uragau, uragaha.
Okay.
Able to identify it? Able to read it? Okay,
Yes, yes.
very good. Dhanyavadaha.
Dhanyavadaha.
Next, Shri Padma Kalishwaram. Can you please read the next word?
Kandukah, kandukau, kanduka.
Okay.
Akara pulling shabdah alaya. Alaya, alaya, alaya.
Okay.
Akaranta pulling shabdah gatah, gatah, ghatau, ghataha.
Ghataha. Dirgha is there.
Ghataha.
Yes. The last one.
Akaranta pullinga shabdah katah, katah, katau, kataha.
Okay, very good. Dhanyavadaha. Next, Rajiv Mohodaya, can you read the next words?
नमो नमः
Namaste.
दी
1 second.
दीपः दीपौ दीपाः मठः मठौ मठाः घनः घनौ घनाः जशः जशौ जशाः.
Very good. Jhashah, Jhashau, Jhashaha. So since it is a Murdhanya Varna, Sha will have to roll up
Sha.
our tongue. Yeah. So yeah, initially it may be a bit difficult to get the exact pronunciation, but with practice definitely we'll be able to get it. And in this case, both this is a Mahaprana, Jhashaha. So in general, this kind of words which has both Mahaprana, a Murdhanya letter, etc., is a bit we require a bit more effort to pronounce these. So as we have seen, all these 12 words are akarantah pullingah, and that particular pratipadika, like for deepaha it is deepa, deepa shabdah. For mathaha it is matha shabdah. Ghanaha it is ghana shabdah. And jhashaha it will be akarantah pullingah jhasha shabdah. So in this way, we have seen a few akaranta pullinga shabdas. Now we shall see some more in detail about this, along with probably a usage of a few common pronouns. Now, in Sanskritam, there are many pronouns. Pronoun is one which is used in place of a noun, that is one. And in another way, we use these words also to introduce about that particular noun. Like we say, he is Rama in English. He is Rama. He is going to the school. So now the first he, when we refer, we are just using that to refer to that person Rama. He is Rama. We are introducing that person Rama. Or this is Rama, etc. And next, the consecutive usage of the word he will be to say that this person Rama is himself is going to the school. He is Rama. Rama is going to the school. Rama will go to the playground. We say he goes to the school or he is going to the school. And after that, he goes to the playground. The word he represents Rama in multiple other sentences, though we are not calling out Rama specifically. In the same way, in Sanskritam as well, we have many pronouns, and of which we will see two important or most commonly used pronouns in today's class. And I will read out and then I'll ask a few questions about it, and then we will see. Saha balakaha. Saha balakaha. Please pay attention to the image and try to see what is the difference between this way of saying Saha balakaha and Eshaha. Eshaha kandukaha. Saha balakaha. Eshaha kandukaha. Similarly, one more example. Saha, saha, inaha. Eshaha, eshaha, ghataha. Saha, inaha, eshaha, ghataha. Hope you are able to identify the differences between the usage and with the help of the images and the way it is told. I'll probably unmute Shanta Bhagini. Can you please unmute yourself?
Hari Om.
Hari Om, namaste. So of these forms, what could you understand? Saha and Eshaha. When are these used?
Saha is far and Eshaha
Okay.
is near.
Very good.
This
well
and
identified.
that.
That is right. So this and that, we can keep it that way, or he and this person, either way. So saha, whenever we refer to a farther object, a person or an object that is far away from this place, or it is not present here, etc., we use saha. Saha Ramaha, saha Krishnaha, saha Chandraha, saha Suryaha, and so on. For a nearby object which is close to us, we will say Eshaha, Eshaha Ghataha, Eshaha Chandraha, Eshaha Ramaha, Eshaha Balakaha, and so on. So that is the difference between the usage of these two words, and these two are most commonly and used pronouns in Sanskritam, Saha and Eshaha. Now we shall see the usage of these pronouns in different vachanas, in Ekavachanam, Dvivachanam, and Bahuvachanam. These are some of the new forms that we are learning. Saha, Tau, Te. These are the forms. Shanta Bhagini, please repeat after me. Saha, Tau, Te.
Saha, Tau, Te.
Now we will see how to use this in combination with the Pullinga Shabda. Okay. So these are the pronouns for the Pullinga Shabdas. Saha, Balakaha, Tau, Balakau, Te, Balakaha. Can you read?
Saha, Balakaha, Tau, Balakau, Te, Balakaha.
Very good. Saha, Deepaha, Tau, Deepau, Te, Deepaha.
Saha, Deepaha, Tau, Deepau, Te, Deepaha.
Very good. Can you read the last one on your own?
Saha, Kandukaha, Tau, Kandukau, Te, Kandukaha.
Very good. Dhanyavadaha.
Dhanyawada. Ram Ram Ram.
Ram Ram Ram. Now if you see, Saha, Tau, Te is for Ekavachanam, Dvivachanam, and Bahuvachanam. Whenever we are referring to the words in Ekavachanam, we will use Saha, which is a Ekavachana Rupa, or a form in Ekavachanam. Whenever we refer for two boys, we say Tau, those two boys, and Te Balakaha, they, we use the word Te for those boys. Similarly, Saha Deepaha, Tau Deepau, Te Deepaha. Saha Kandukaha, Tau Kandukau, Te Kandukaha. So the important thing that to note is the Ekavachana form, Dvivachana and Bahuvachana of the pronoun Sarvanama Shabda, that will go in combination with the Namapada or the Pullinga Shabdas. Okay, we will see one more example with Eshaha. So now we have seen for Saha, and similarly the forms for Eshaha. What are they? Eshaha, Etau, Ete. If you notice closely, the previous one which we learned is Saha, Tau, and Te. Saha, Tau, Te. Now the other Sarvanama Shabda that we are learning is Eshaha. We will learn the complete forms also in the upcoming classes. But for today's class, let us know the Prathama Vibhakti forms and Ekavachana, Dvivachana, and Bahuvachana forms alone. Eshaha, Saha, Eshaha, Tau, Etau, Te, Ete. These are the forms. I will read out now for this, and next I will ask the students to read out as an activity. Eshaha alayah. Etau alayau. Ete alayah. Similarly, Eshaha ghataha. Etau ghatau. Ete ghataah. Eshaha kataha. Etau katau. Ete kataah. It is very similar to saha taute, eshaha etau ete. We refer to the same number in the pronoun as well as in the noun form. Ensure that you don't tell eshaha alayau or ete alayah, etc. The combination of the vachana among the words is important. So if you are using a particular pronoun in a particular vachana, in the same vachana, the noun form also will be. Or in the other way, if you are trying to refer to dvivachana pullinga shabda, then you will make use of dvivachana sarvanama shabda also. So hope that this part is clear. Now we have seen these two pronouns, how to use. We will now add one more element to it by asking a question. Who is he? Who is this? Etc. Who or what? What is this? What is that? And so on. So, saha kaha, Sanskrit bhashayam, kaha, the first basic questioning word is basically kim. Bhavataha nama kim, if you remember from the first class. Kim is basically what. The same kim shabda is also available in all the three lingas, Pullinga, Strilinga and Napumsakalinga. Whenever it is for a Napumsakalinga word, then we use kim, but for a Pullinga shabda, it will be kaha. Saha kaha, and similarly, eshaha kaha. Who is this and who is that? Tau kau. Who are those two boys or those two? Then we can answer it as Tau balakau. Tau balakau. And same way, etau kau. Who are these two? Etau. You can say etau ghatau. These two are pots, if you have pots in front of you. Next, te ke. Who are they? Te balakaha. Ete ke. Who are these? Again, ete balakaha, ete shikshakaha, ete adhyapakaha, and so on. So in this slide, we have all the things that we have learnt today, which is new to us. One is the pronoun, which is saha, when we are referring to the farther object. Then one more pronoun, eshaha, when we are referring to the nearby object. And the prashnavachaka word, kaha, who, it is when we are referring to the Pullinga forms or Pullinga shabdas. And the same, the combination of these words in different vachanas. So this is for ekavachanam, for one person. This is for dual, for two people. And this is for many, three or more, is bahuvachanam. Hope this part is clear. Now we will do a lot of practice of these words, and based on what we have already learned, based on many of the Pullinga Shabda words that we have learned, we will form questions and we will try to answer them in using these Sarvanama Shabdas. For example, Saha kaha, Saha gajaha, Eshaha kaha, Eshaha simhaha, Tau kau, Tau gajau, Etau kau, Etau simhau, and so on. We will practice this. So for this activity, what is that we require is, I want you to note down these in your notebook. First is Saha, put a dash, and then next, okay, we will write this way only. First write the question Saha kaha, and next you write Saha and put a dash. And similarly, make it for Tau kau, and then Tau dash, Te ke, Te and dash. In the place of the blanks, what you will have to fill is Ramaha, Ramau, Ramaha, Gajaha, Gajau, Gajaha, Sarpaha, Sarpau, Sarpaha. Uragaha, Uragau, Uragaha. And so on. So that's how the table will be that you can form in your notebooks. I'm just drawing it roughly here. So it is easier for us to practice it multiple times. In the first one, which is basically the first column, it can be the questioning column. Saha, Kaha. And similarly, Tau, Kau. You will write it here in this way. Tau, Kau. And here you will have Saha is common for all. You'll start practicing by writing Ramaha, Ramau, and Ramaha. Similarly, in the next column, you will write Krishnaha, Krishnaha, Krishnau, Krishnaha, okay, etc. So this way you will have a big table. You can ask the question Saha Kaha, Saha Ramaha. Then if you want to change, you can say Eshaha Kaha, Eshaha Krishnaha. Saha Kaha, Saha Bhimaha. Eshaha Kaha, Eshaha Arjunaha. In this way, we will do this activity. You can make note of these words in your notebook, along with listening to the words that I will be showing it on the screen. Just keep writing it so that your writing practice also will improve, and also you will be able to get that coordination of Saha with Ekavachanam, Tau with Vivachanam, and Te with Bahuvachanam. Okay, now let us start with this activity. I will unmute two of the students. One student will ask the question in all the three vachanas: Saha Kaha, Tau Kau, and Te Ke. Okay, so the first question, the student will ask the question, and the second student will answer in the same order: Saha, whatever the word that we see on the screen. Okay, hope this part is clear. We shall do this activity. First two animals I will just read out because this is not Pullinga Shabda. Okay, Dhenuhu, which we have already learned, and Mahishi, which we have already learned in our previous classes. These two Shabdas are Strilinga Shabdas, and hence we will not consider for this activity. Now, from the next word onwards, we will start doing this activity. Okay, so now Jayashri Sainis, and Soumya Komandur. Jayashri Bhagini, you ask the question, and Soumya Bhagini would answer the question. So you will have to ask the question in all the three vachanas one by one, and Soumya Bhagini will answer to it one by one. Soumya Bhagini, please unmute and be ready.
Saha Kaha. Saha Kaha.
Yeah, tell once. That is sufficient. Both of you can tell once. Yes. Soumya Bhagini, you can answer.
Saha Vrishabhaha.
Tau Kau.
Tau Vrishabhau.
Te Ke.
Te Vrishabhaha.
Very good. Please continue for a few more words. Now you change Saha to Eshaha. Okay.
Eshaha.
Alternatively, we'll try to use both of these. Yes.
Esha Kaha.
Eshaha Shunakaha.
Etau Kau.
Etau Shunakau.
Ete Ke.
Ete Shunakaha.
Very good. Now reverse. Soumya Bhagini will ask the question, and Jayashri Bhagini will answer.
Saha Kaha.
Saha Bidalaha.
Tau Kau.
Tau Bidalau.
Te Ke.
Te Bidale. Te Bidalaha.
Bidalaha. Very good. So this is a common mistake most of us do, because whenever for the shabda te ke, it follows the same. Te ke, it's same. Saha kaha, tau kau, te ke. We will answer by saying Saha Ramaha, Tau Ramo, Te Rame. But that is wrong, because Akarantaha Pullingaha Bahuvachanam is Ramaha. So that is the only difference that we will have to ensure that we don't go by the same Ekara. Okay? Bidalaha. When we learn more words and Strilinga Rupa and also Napumsakalinga Rupa, you can see some more similarities and a difference that we will anyway learn in the upcoming classes. Okay, we'll go to the next one.
एषः कः
एषः अश्वः
Ashwaha, please tell it completely. Don't swallow anything. Yeah.
एषः अश्वः
एतौ कौ
एतौ अश्वौ
एते के
एते अश्वाः
Very good. Dhanyawadaha, Soumya Bhagini and Jayashree Bhagini. So I'll call out two more students and they will read the next words in the same way. Okay. So whenever any of the student is asking a question, the other students who are not actually unmuting and speaking, I want you to recite out loudly at your own places so that you'll be able to recite and listen back the way you are telling this. So that will definitely improve your listening skills as well as speaking skills. So please try to answer them loudly in your place. Okay. So next two students, Aparna Bhagini and Anita Vijay. I think Anita Vijay got a chance. So Monica Balaji.
Namaste, Rishi.
Okay, sorry. I think I unmuted Anita Bhagini only. Please continue. Yes. Aparna, please ask the question. Yes. Let's make it a bit quick. Yes.
सः कः
सः वानरः
तौ कौ
तौ वानरौ
ते के
ते वानराः
Very good.
एषः कः
एषः मूषकः
एतौ कौ
एतौ मूषकौ
एते के
एते मूषकाः
Now you ask Anita Bhagini.
Okay. सः कः
सः चिक्रोडः
तौ कौ
तौ चिक्रोडौ
ते के
ते चिक्रोडाः
एषः कः
एषः गर्दभः
Gardabha.
एतौ गर्दभौ
एतौ कौ
एतौ गर्दभौ
एते के
एते गर्दभाः
Very good. Dhanyawadaha. I'll call out two more students. So that I'm trying to give chance to most of the students, but though there are many students who have raised a hand, in each of the class I'll not be able to give chance to everyone. So kindly bear with me. I'm trying to pick out the names that I feel are new. Like those who had not got the chance in the previous classes, etc. But in case there are some repetitions, please bear with me. Arya Bhagini and Lalita Ramachandran Bhagini.
नमो नमः महोदय।
Namaste. Arya, yes, please start. You can ask. Eshaha kaha. Sorry, saha kaha. You can ask. He would answer.
एषः कः एषः
No. You ask.
एषः मेषः।
Very good. Yeah.
एषः
Arya, I will repeat what you need to do. You need to just ask the question. Eshaha kaha, etau kau, ete ke, one by one, and Lalita Bhagini would answer, just like how the previous students did. Okay. So yeah,
Yes, sir.
please. Etau,
Sir,
etau kau. Ask the next question.
एतौ कौ
एतौ मेषौ।
Next one. Ete ke.
एते ते
एते मेषाः।
Very good. So that's why I asked you to write down these question words in one piece of paper in your notebook so that you can read them and there will be no lapse of time in between asking the questions. Okay. Now Lalita Bhagini will ask the next questions and Arya will answer. Saha, you can use-
सः कः
Arya, answer. Please unmute and answer. Saha shashaha.
सः शशः
तौ कौ
तौ शशौ
te ke
ते शशराः
Shashaha. Okay, not Shasharaha. Just Shashaha. Shashaha, Shashaha. Okay,
Shashaha.
that's how it will become when it is for Bahuvachan. Okay. Dhanyavadaha.
Dhanyavadah.
Okay. So in this way, we can do this activity for all the words that we have learnt in our previous class. We have learnt close to 22 words relating to the animals. So we have seen a few of them now. And in today's class, now let us learn a new set of words for the Pakshinaha. Let us learn the words relating to Pakshinaha. Okay. So I'll call out a few students, those who can read. Kalyan Mahodaya, can you unmute and speak now?
Namo sir.
Namaste. Yes, I'm able to hear you today. Okay,
Yes,
you can
thank you.
start reading. Yes, you can read the word and also
Shakaha.
translate.
Parrot.
Shukaha.
Parrot.
Very good.
Kukkutaha. Hen. Cock.
Kukkutaha. Yes, Kukkutaha. It's a cock.
Kukkutaha.
Hmm.
Kapotaha. Pigeon. Shenaha. Eagle.
No, not eagle. It's a vulture.
Vulture. Yes, thank you.
Shenaha, vulture.
Vulture. Kakaha. Crow. Chatakaha. Sparrow. Ullukaha. Owl.
Ulukaha, not Ullukaha. Ulukaha.
Ulukaha. Owl. Garudaha. Eagle.
Right.
Hansaha. Swan.
Hamsaha, the better way of pronouncing it. Swan.
Hansa. Yeah.
Not. It is not Nakara. It's Makara. Hamsaha.
Oh. Hamsaha. Yes, yes, Hamsaha. Swan. Kadambaha. Hen.
No, this is a kind of a duck, a water bird called a goose.
Goose. Okay.
Kadambaha, goose.
Kadambaha. Bakaha. Crane.
That's right.
Mayuraha. Peacock.
Right. So, Dhanyavadaha, Kalyan Mahodaya.
Dhanyavadah, sir.
So, I request all the students to practice these words, these 12 words, which are for the Pakshinaha. Pakshi is a bird. Khagaha is another word for Pakshi. Khagaha, Khagau, Khagaha. We have now learnt names of 12 birds, 12 Khagaha. Okay. So what I want you to do is, we have learned these questioning words, Saha Kaha, Eshaha Kaha, and Saha Taute, Kaha Kauke, Eshaha Eto Ete. I want you to write and practice for these 12 birds. And all these are Pullinga Shabdas. If you have seen, everything is ending with Aha, similar to Rama Shabda, Mayuraha, Bakaha, Kadambaha, etc. All these are Akarantaha, Pullingaha, and that particular Shabda. So what you will have to do is, for these 12, choose the first 6 for Saha Shabda and the next 6 for Eshaha Shabda, and write that table, what I said. Eshaha Kaha, Eshaha Bakaha, Etau Kau, Etau Bakau, Ete Ke, Ete Bakaha. In this way, you will have to fill for all these 12. So we will do that activity and we will learn that and we'll make it perfect in our next class, this concept. Hope this part is clear. If there are any questions, I will open up for Q&A shortly. So we will do that. And before that, I will just tell the homework, which again, there's no submission, but you will have to memorize all these things. Shabda Rupani, Dhatu Rupani, and Varnotpatti sthanani. Shabda Rupa for Rama Shabda, Sita Shabda, Vana Shabda, and the Dhatu Rupas Gachati, Gam Dhatu, and Vanda Dhatu. These 5, along with the Subhashitani and Varnotpatti sthanani that we have learned and we have chanted during the beginning of the class today. So please keep memorizing, keep practicing this without fail. Next, practice these Pullinga Shabdas in all the 3 Vachanas. So that homework which I have given you now, that is for the 12 birds. Write in all the 3 Vachanas with questioning word and with the pronoun. Saha kaha, saha kapotaha, tau kau, tau kapotau, te ke, te kapotaha. Similarly, eshaha kaha, eshaha hamsaha, etau kau, etau hamsau, ete ke, ete hamsaha. In this way, in all the 3 vachanas with the questioning words, please practice for these 12 words. Okay, not more, just 12 pakshinaha. So we will also learn these 12 words correctly. Then we will add to our vocabulary these 12 words relating to the birds. Along with that, we will also learn the usage of saha taute, eshaha etau ete, and kaha kauke, along with the 3 vachanas. So this is the homework that you will have to do. And just as a reminder from the previous class, the homework was to complete the exercise 1, which I had put in the slides. I hope all of you would have done by now, but just in case if you have not done, or if you have some questions relating to the homework that was, or to completing the exercise from the last class, you can ask them. So please ensure that this is completed without fail. Now I shall open up for a Q&A. I'm lowering everyone's hands. So those who have questions, and if you want to get clarifications based on today's class or whatever we have learned so far, I request you to please raise your hands. If there are any questions, please raise your hands. I will see also the Q&A panel if there are any questions further. Okay, one question which Haresh Deshpande is asking, can we recite it by saying this for the Rama Shabda? Ramaha, Ramau, Ramaha, Iti Prathama, etc. Yes, you can continue doing it. In our previous classes, I mentioned there are different ways in which we do the Parayanam of these Shabdas, and you can follow any one of these methods. There is no strict rule or that it has to be told in this way only. Okay. So it is just based on your convenience and based on your practice how you want to tell these shabdas. So Ramaha Ramo Ramaha iti prathama vibhaktihi, Ramo Ramo Ramam Ramo Raman iti dvitiya, etc. You can also tell in that way. And the way we are telling in our class now is also another way in which you can tell. So once you get the good practice of this, telling the vibhakti is also can be dropped actually. So you can just say Ramaha Ramo Ramaha Ramam Ramo Raman, and you can continue. When you learn more and more number of shabdas, I mean, so it becomes redundant to tell which vibhakti it is. So at that point in time, until we are confident about the different vibhaktis, it is good to tell along with the vibhaktis. But once we are comfortable with that, we can drop telling the vibhakti names and just tell the forms. So this is a bit for after your practice, a bit advanced. So so basically, what are the vibhaktis? I haven't taught in detail yet about what a vibhakti is and what each vibhakti depicts, etc. That we will learn in the upcoming classes. Right now, we are just learning the forms. Okay. Next. So Kandukam, Kandukani. Noticed these uses to a correct form or not. So Kandukaha is also available. Kandukam is also available. These are two different words. One is Pullinga and one is Napumsakalinga. So in Sanskritam, some of the words are available in multiple lingas in different genders as well. So that is possible. Okay, and next. Yes, there's one more question. Nandana Mahodaya is asking, can we ask Rameshaha Kaha? who is Ramesha? Kaha Rameshaha. Can we ask Saha Kaha instead of Saha Kaha? Can we ask also among people, a crowd of when in a crowd, Kaha Rameshaha, Rameshaha Kaha. Who is Ramesha among these? That way also you can ask. There's no harm in that. Kaha is basically a question who, and if you want to ask who is he, you will use Kaha Saha Kaha or Kaha Saha. And if you want to ask who is Ramesh in this group, you can say Rameshaha Kaha. These are valid points. There's no issue. Okay, and explain about Atmanepadi and Parasmaipadi. We will do it in the upcoming classes. Okay, so now we will see if there are any questions that students can ask. Okay, Simran Jain. Please be ready. Next is Koham and next is Chitra. Please be ready to unmute and ask your question. Koham, can you please ask your question?
Namo Namah Mahoday.
Namaste.
I could not get the textbook yet.
Okay, I understand. So there has been.
I don't find any handle to pay the money beforehand for ordering the books.
Okay. So okay, with relating to the textbook purchase, etc. So I will probably tell. So I think now the lockdown restrictions have been kind of lifted in Bangalore at least, and mostly the office is also resuming back. So the best would be to contact the Sabha, because we don't have any direct way to purchase and procure the books and send it to you, etc. So you can directly contact the Sabha for the textbook related aspects and the exam related aspects directly. So I think now the office is functioning and you can reach out to them over the phone. The phone number is also given in the slides as well as in the course page. So probably you'll have to work out with them what is the best way you can get the textbook. So until you all have the textbook, I'm trying to take the snapshots of the important parts of the textbook, and whatever is needed, I'm trying to put it in the slide. Otherwise, I'm also typing it and putting it out. So until you get a hard copy for yourself, I think you should be able to manage through the slides to a certain extent.
Dhanyawada Mahoday.
Dhanyawada. Okay. So Simran Bhagini.
Yes, sir. Namaste, sir.
Namaste.
Sir, I have questions pertaining to previous classes.
Right.
Just short questions. First is, was question mark part of ancient Lipi like Vedas and etc.? Was question mark there?
No. Basically, the what do you say? The considered symbols. Okay. The in the Sanskrit and in the tradition is basically only two. One is a danda and a double danda. Okay. Dvidanda, and also one is a alpa virama and one is a purna virama. So this is the only one which was being used in, even if you see in the lipis, etc. Maybe in some cases, later on a hyphen was probably a part of it to separate out the words, and like I mean, if it is overflowing to the next line, etc. A hyphen was probably used, and a comma. That's it. So these, I mean, even these are also not there in the scriptures. If you see, actually, just a danda and a danda is the original punctuation marks that you can actually think of.
I want to reconfirm this danda and double danda. Are they called alpa viram and purna viram? Is it so?
Yes, that is right.
Okay, thank you. Second question is about avagraha chinna. Okay, you had explained in one of the previous classes, but could you please clarify whether avagraha chinna? I have seen there are sometimes single avagraha chinna, sometimes double. I don't want to know the difference. I just want to know about the pronunciation. Is any pronunciation required for them?
No. The answer to that is whether there are two avagraha chinhas or one avagraha chinha. With respect to the pronunciation, there is no difference. So this is just to indicate, okay, I will just quickly tell that. This is just to indicate that akara is there. If there is multiple avagraha chinhas, and if it is basically a dirgha, like for example, we can say Sita gachati. Okay, so Sita agachati, if we consider that, and if we make it as one word based on some of the sandhi rules, which we'll learn later. So we can represent it with two avagraha chinhas, like Sita gachati, okay, So there it just indicates that both the words are having dirgha akaras basically, one towards the end and one at the beginning. So that does not have any significance with respect to pronunciation. That is the answer to your question.
Okay, sir, I just further clarification, because 2 or 3 other teachers or gurus whom I happen to interact with in the few days, they said no pronunciation, but however you have to stretch the previous word, Sita gachati, something like that. Is that right?
No, it is not right. So because based on the grammatical rules and the sandhi rules as well, Sita gachati if is there in, like, I mean, I'll just write that word here. So it is clear and there's no issue. So here, when we recite or when we read this word, without this and with this, there is no difference in pronunciation. Sita gachati. It's a 2 matra kala. Sita gachati. That's it. The same way. Sita gachati. Even if you write the avagraha chinha or not, it is immaterial.
Thank you so much. And the last is about, again, pronunciation about the visarga chinna. Okay.
Okay.
Like visarga chinna, which is followed after matras like ukarant, ikarant, rikarant. Does it assume the pronunciation of the previous swara?
That is right. Because ayoga vahav, and aha, like both of these, follow the pronunciation of the previous swara. I mean, which along with which it is coming. So ihi, uhu, and im, etc. That's how it will get. So kavihi, guruhu. These are some of the examples. Uhu, ihi, and similarly auhu, gauhu, and so on.
But not in akarant. Like today, when you pronounce something, I don't remember Rama. So Rama, you never said Ramaha.
No. Ramaha is akarant, aha, and Ramaha. Ramaha.
Right.
Aha. That is correct only. Ramaha only. Aha only you will get it.
All right. Thank you so much. That's all. Thank you. Dhanyavadaha.
Okay. So next, okay, if your question is answered, please you can lower your hands. So next is Chitra Bhagini, and next is Rama Bhagini. Please unmute and speak.
Mahodaya, namaste Mahodaya.
Can you please speak a bit closer to the mic? Yeah.
It's Rama, sir. Rama to teach the talk, sir.
One second. Chitra Bhagini is asking. Later you can.
Yeah, this is about the textbook, Mahodaya.
Okay, so related to textbook, so I'm repeating again. So related to textbook, please refer to the course page and please contact the Sabha for the details. So yeah, if there is anything else related to the course, I will be glad to answer. But otherwise, if it is something related to the logistics, etc., you can write an email also so that I can answer it during that. So Rama Bhagini, you can ask your question.
Namaste, sir. Sir, this place of origin of these letters for the ka varga, the last letter nga, whether it is coming in kantha as well as nasika, both.
That is right. So nyamangananam nasika cha is there. Cha is there. Cha means basically and. So for kavarga, akuha visarjanyanam kantha. Kantha is the place of origin. Along with kantha for nakara, nasika is also a second place of origin. So it is both kantha and nasika. Yes.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Dhanyavadaha. Next, Sanat.
Ram Mahodaya.
Ram.
Is it Sayuktakshara or Samyuktakshara?
Both are right. Samyuktaksharam or Sanyuktaksharam. Both are the correct as well. So this is a specific pronunciation of yakara. Whenever there is an anuswara and followed by ya or va, or okay, for this, then you will have the anunasika yakara pronunciation which comes into place. This is one of the part of the pronunciation. You can also say it as Samyuktaksharam or Sanyuktaksharam. Both are right.
Sir, another doubt.
Yes.
Sir, in this Pullinga Shabdaha, the Anuswara is on Pa.
Right.
How can it be, sir? Because Pam...
it is Pu, right?
Yes.
Ukara. Pullinga, right?
Sir, but we must get here one samyuktakshara with la.
Okay. So again, there is one variant, okay, one nasal variant for all these three letters. Okay, ya, ra, sorry, not for ra, ya, va, and la. Ya, va, la have a nasal variant of the letter. So pullinga, one is this to write it. Another way you can also write it is with this, where you will actually have this anunasika lakara. Okay, this Chandra Bindu you can actually also depict because you are saying it as pullinga. Lakara will get the nasal one, nasal variant of lakara. Okay, so pullinga, that's how it will be coming. But the word itself, when you write it, you will write it in this way only. And linga, pullinga. That's how it is.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay, sure. Dhanyavadaha. Next, Usha Anant Bhagini. Next, it is Srinidhi Mahodaya. Be ready. And next, after that, it is Nilanjan.
Ram Ram Ram. Namo
Ram.
Namah. I have three things quickly to ask. First is you mentioned that alayaha is pullinga shabdaha. Right. So what I want to add here is any alaya, whether it's Himalayaha, Grantalayaha, Pustakalayaha, Vidyalayaha, Karyalayaha, all those kinds of alayas will by default become pullinga shabdaha.
That is right.
Right. There will be a Chikitsalaya, Oshadalayaha. You have a lot of them. Same way, Deepaha, we have the pullinga shabdaha. So all kinds of Deepaha like Taila Deepaha, Vidyut Deepaha, Danda Deepaha, Gola Deepaha, all these will follow the pullinga shabdaha. Just it's a kind of a adding to what you said. Third, I want to ask, you said Hamsaha, right? Hamsaha. And then when you suppose we are saying Rupam Dehi, Jayam Dehi, Yasho, we say Rupan Dehi, Jayan Dehi. So how do we distinguish this in and im?
Okay.
Hansahana, it is Hamsaha, but we say Rupan Dehi, Jayan Dehi. So just I want clarification on that.
Understood. So we discussed also this in our previous class. So whenever there is an anuswara, and after that, if there is any Vargiya Vyanjana, okay, it can be any of the Vargiya Vyanjanas, ka to ma, any of this, if it is there, in that case, what will happen? This anuswara will be changed to the fifth letter of that particular varga. So Rupan Dehi, if you consider that example itself, Rupam, and then Dehi is there, Dakara is there, Dehi. The fifth letter of this varga, Dakara varga,
is na. No.
And this anuswara will change to Nakara. Okay, but for Sakara here, what we say, Sa is not a Vargiya Vyanjana, and hence there is no change for this letter.
So now I stand clarified. Thank you so much.
Similarly, Samskritam is one first word which we'll see, right? Samskritam. So Sam is there, and hence there is no change.
The Anuswara is followed by Sa, which is not a Vargiya Vyanjana.
That is right.
Thank you so much.
Sure. Dhanyavadaha. And I appreciate for the first point which you mentioned, that since, it basically takes on this characteristic of this word, like Dandaha, or like Danda Deepaha. Deepaha is pullinga, Danda Deepaha, Gola Deepaha, etc. Same way is for Alaya. Any Alaya, it become a pullinga shabda. That is right. Dhanyavadaha for that.
So it becomes easier for us to remember when we use any of the related Alaya words.
Right.
Thank you. Dhanyavadaha.
Yeah, as a generic rule, that is correct, but there could be some exceptions in some places later. Okay, Nilanjan Mahodaya, we'll take two more questions and probably end today's class.
Mahoday, when we write Balakaha or Balako or Balakaha, so it is La is a Swaraha, not Vyanjana. So
no. La is a Vyanjanam only. Balakaha, whenever we write, La is a Vyanjanam, not a Swara.
But when you write, I have seen you write like Li, that Swaraha. Is that, or am I getting it wrong?
No, maybe I'm not sure where you have seen that, because L is the only swara. Okay, this is the only swara. Wherever else you see,
La only. It should be la only, not the swara.
yeah, correct. This is la. Balakaha is a vyanjana only. So in this balakaha, lakara is a vyanjana, not a swara. Okay. Yeah, sure. Dhanyavadaha. Okay, next, Srinidhi Mahodaya.
Namaste, Acharya.
Namaste.
In the previous exercise, the first section, Samyojya Likita, the word is actually Ramabai. In that, actually, like I see B, R, and E is given. Is Ya missing there? How do we bring?
Okay, so it can be this also, right? I mean, it can be directly like that. So it can be just this, right? This is the word directly. It doesn't have to be ye only. I mean, it can be a name, so it can be like this also. Ramabai. That's it.
Okay, so the possibility of having the swara at the end of the word is also there then.
Yes, definitely there. So, for example, Ami is there, or Nadi is there. Ikara is towards the end. So, I mean, just if you would see like this, there is also some other examples like Titavu. Titavu is one example which is there mostly cited from Veda. So towards the end there is a swara. There are possibilities. I mean, it's not that it cannot happen at all, but in this case, it is just that it has happened. That's it.
Okay, thanks.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, in case if there is one more letter ya which is added here, that is also fine. There's no issues. It will become Ramabai, but now it is Ramabai. That's it. That's the only thing. Okay. Yeah.
Thanks.
Hope that is clear. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. I'll probably take one more question and then end today's class. So yeah. Oh, okay. Haresh Deshpande.
Yeah, Namo Namah, sir.
Namaste.
And namaste. And one of your slides, there was a Shabda Prashna Vakyani.
Right.
We learn to say Prashna Vakyani. No, not no, which is correct.
Prashna only. You're saying it as na, is it? I mean.
Yeah. I mean, this is how we have learned. Prashna Vakyani. No, nakar.
It is na only. I mean, tatha dadhana, prashna.
Okay.
That is the word which is prashna. Prashna vakyani.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Dhanyavadaha. If there are any unanswered questions, I request you to please write a mail to me, and we shall conclude today's class at this point in time. Hope you're enjoying the classes, and please ensure that you are doing these homeworks diligently. So because this is very important and it's part of our learning. So with dedicated time for learning Sanskritam on every day on a regular basis is the secret to achieve something in this learning. So with that, let us conclude today's class. Dhanyavadaha sarvebhyaha. Ram Ram Ram. We shall meet again on Friday.